when you get graduated, your first goal should be buying a house. Of course, you might want to get a car, but don't buy an expensive car. Don't buy a car that you can afford. Buy a car that you can easily afford. That's the trick. You can easily afford that car. Buy that car. As long as it can take you around. For example, maybe you can afford a Vios, but you don't do that. Buy a car that is like you can easily afford. Maybe a second-hand ganjil that you can pay for cash, less than 10,000 ringgit. Just pay cash with a few months of your pay. Then you're done with it. You got a car already. Then your first major financial goal should be buying a house, right? Because very simple, property appreciates. So when your money is in a house, due to inflation, property prices rise. And because you can use high leverage, you don't have to have 100% of the money to buy a house. You just have to have 10%. And nowadays, you don't even have to have 10%. Probably you just have to have the ability to borrow money. Then you probably can get financing up to 100% also. And because you're young, you can have long tenure and you can have low installment. And then you can use up your DSR actually for the house. Use your DSR for the right thing. Don't use your DSR for the car loan. Don't feel painful or you don't feel uncomfortable. You cannot grow your competency. For example, if you are so afraid of the market risk, you might put all your money in FD. So if you don't know what to do, then you just put money in FD. Then you learn a little bit about unit trust. Like last time, I do financial planning and then I learn about unit trust, then I invest in unit trust. First, most people get uncomfortable because unit trust prices, it fluctuate every day, not every minute, every day. One day, one price, right? At the end of the day, they will calculate the NAV. Then you see the price fluctuation. Market down, you lost money. So in this case, a lot of people also not comfortable with that. How about talking about stocks, right? And properties. Most people have to, when they buy properties, like, use up all your saving. So this thing, when you want to go out of your comfort zone, you always get uncomfortable. Even going to entrepreneurship, the highest one, you might risk a lot. You risk all your capital to do a business. Failure rate is so high for entrepreneurship. Some people try for the maybe 5-6 times only they got a successful one. Did I fail in my business? I'll tell you, I failed in many businesses. Of course, it's not as much a big failure that it's dragged me down that I cannot climb back, right? So my failed business is what I invested in a musical cafe. I also there are a few startups that I did before. All failed. Only this one, which you see currently, that I'm still running the business, right? So you have to know the only time you are actually growing is when you are uncomfortable. So it is okay to do uncomfortable thing. So my advice is for young people, if you always just want to stay comfortable, you will never grow. So that's why we give all these money tips so that we can help the young people to get started smoother. So you can go through your career path, your wealth accumulation journey in a better manner, right? And you can achieve better result, hopefully, than us.